Hello, I'm Andrew Hamilton, President of NYU, and I am thrilled to say a few words to the tremendous Global Liberal Studies class of 2021. Graduates, this day is about you, your successes, your goals, your talents, and your determination. The past year has brought changes and upheavals that none of us foresaw when you began your studies 4 years ago. But through it all, you have sustained your NYU spirit. You have continued to strive to grow and to achieve. And your achievements are impressive indeed. Among you are recipients of a UN Millennium Fellowship and a Bell Public Service Scholarship, a youth delegate for the Amnesty International Global Assembly, a Fulbright finalist, and an invited speaker at the UN Human Rights Council. One of you is a Navy officer who was called to duty due to the pandemic and still continued your studies. And each of you has completed meaningful and innovative senior theses despite the challenge of working remotely. Class of 2021, it may feel ironic to be graduating from a devotedly global program at a time when most of the world has been forced to retreat behind borders. But if the past year has shown us anything, it is just how interconnected we are. Many of the biggest challenges facing society don't pay attention to borders. They are transnational. If anything will help the world heal and move forward, it is collective, interdisciplinary global action. Action from engaged, culturally fluent citizens with a shared sense of purpose. And that is exactly what you offer. The same skills that you developed as global liberal studies students will help you make a lasting difference as graduates. Class of 2021, you have so much to be proud of and so much to look forward to. On behalf of the entire NYU community, warmest congratulations to you all and our very, very best wishes.
Hi, I'm Mimi. Congratulations everyone from the class of 2021. Thank you so much to everyone in the GLS ATM concentration. You've supported us so much and you've helped us come this far. I hope everyone is safe, housed, and healthy. It hasn't been easy to get here, but we've shown that we have the strength to make it. I wish everyone luck going forward in the future. Thank you so much for these past 4 years.
So here we are at the end of an incredible 4-year journey. Congratulations, class of 2021. I can't wait to see the amazing achievements all of us will accomplish as our new life begins. Today, let's not only celebrate this extraordinary milestone in our lives, let's also acknowledge the outstanding resilience throughout these past 4 years, and especially during this past year. We as a class are awe-inspiring. We are remarkable and we are persevering. We are GLS. Sorry, that was really cheesy. I just had to do that for the last time. I would also like to give a quick shout out to Critical Creative Production, aka the best concentration ever. No hate to the other concentrations though. On behalf of my fellow CCP graduates tonight, thank you to all our CCP faculty for the endless support and encouragement you've given us to complete our theses. And to all GLS graduates, faculty, and administration, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for the beautiful memories, connections, and opportunities we've experienced together. Class of 2021, let's take on the real world hand in hand and seize the day. Congratulations!
Congratulations, GLS class of 2021. As a glass half-filled person, I've been looking for the silver linings in the painful tragedies, losses, and disruptions we have experienced in the last 18 months. And there are some. This does not diminish the enormous challenges, suffering, and distress that the pandemic and the escalation of racist violence in its midst have wrought for so many people across the globe and in our communities, nor the disappointments and hurdles it has brought for you and your classmates. This stark picture is all too real, but it has helped us to see our collective and individual strengths, our resilience, courage, and compassion. It has given us new understandings of the power of technology and of differential access to such platforms, created new opportunities and necessities to cross virtual borders in search of knowledge, solidarity, advocacy, and even entertainment. It has forced us to explore the complexity and interdependency of our world, from the linkages of scientific research on viruses and vaccines to the interrogation of the interconnections in the global care economy. And it has required us to confront health disparities and structural and systemic causes and manifestations of inequality and injustice. It has also demonstrated the enormous value of your choice of education and your major, global liberal studies. Global, interdisciplinary, and engaged, your studies of an interconnected world of languages and cultures, cities and crossroads, your scholarship drawing on foundations of critical interrogation and creative reading of texts and contexts, and your research experiences distinguished by global, independent exploration of persistent, unanswered questions brought to life through new imaginaries and narratives, all have given you essential tools in a world such as ours today. Your GLS journey has prepared you well. You've become keen observers and interlocutors of the environment, global citizens and scholars, social scientists, artists, poets, writers, and filmmakers, committed to making our world a better place. You've explored New York City and cities across NYU's global network, from museums and galleries to memorials and marketplaces. You've protested and spoken out on critical issues and listened and engaged with ideas different than your own. You've learned to question, to experiment, innovate, and search for new meanings as you push beyond your horizons and engage with others, in person or virtually. You've struggled through difficult moments and succeeded in breaking barriers, showing us your resilience and finding strengths and talents that you didn't know you had. I'm impressed with your amazing internships and service and what I have seen of your senior theses. Your knowledge, critical analyses, creativity, sensitivity, and humor. You are already making a mark in the world, and I'm looking forward to seeing where you go from here. As you take your next steps as professionals in the workplace, as scholars continuing your education, as travelers on new journeys, and as engaged members of multiple communities, you will take with you the wisdom of your professors, the sorrow or laughter you shared with your friends and classmates, the knowledge you gained from your classes, and the lessons that you have taught yourselves. And yes, the lessons and silver linings of this pandemic. Please keep your passion, intellectual curiosity, and concern for others alive, and make the most of the experiences that come your way or that you pursue. Stay tuned for more information about future in-person celebrations for both GLS and the university. And please stay in touch with us in Liberal Studies. Congratulations to all, and my very best wishes.
Hi GLS, congratulations to the class of 2021, and a special congratulations to my classmates in the concentration of cultural and social identities. It has been such an amazing year getting to read and write with you all. I've loved learning from you about all of who you are and about the world at large. I've loved reading every single one of your theses, and you should be incredibly proud of what you've been able to accomplish. I also want to thank especially Professor Ifiona Fulani, our thesis advisor. The advice you've given us has been invaluable, not only to writing our thesis, but also to life beyond college. I want to thank all of the other faculty as well as our friends and family who have supported us and helped us achieve everything that we've been able to this year. Thank you all, and congratulations again.
Hello, GLS class of 2021, friends, family, faculty, and loved ones. 4 years ago, I never thought that I would be giving a valedictorian speech, much less giving it from Abu Dhabi, virtually, to people all over the world. I know that at GLS we like to say that the world is our classroom, but I didn't think it would be so literal. While there is no way that I could give a speech that speaks to all of your individual experiences at NYU, I think it's safe to say that none of us thought that this is what our junior and senior year would look like. I genuinely hope that something good has happened in this last year for all of you, but the reality of the situation is that it has been really hard. And I don't know about all of you, but for me, spending our last year of college virtually is something that I have really had to grieve, especially graduation. Being GLS majors, most of us were abroad when the pandemic started. If we were fortunate enough to be able to return to New York City for senior year, we came back to find a very different reality than the one we left sophomore year. A lot of our friends just weren't going to come back to the city. For others, the pandemic and the year abroad had simply created too much distance. Our favorite hangout spots and routines in the city were no longer available to us. And so many other things changed. It was really challenging for me to accept that. And from my conversations with friends, both in GLS and at other schools in NYU, I felt that we were all collectively feeling this deep loneliness, this sense of unexpected loss and disappointment at the fact that our junior and senior year, in a way, were taken from us. Things we took for granted, such as in-person classes, pulling all-nighters in the library with our friends, or, working in cafes as we write our thesis, were no longer available to us. That was really hard. But I'm starting to see what comes after. My friends are starting to make plans for life after graduation, and it turns out that life after college can be pretty wonderful. It's been amazing to see my friends start to build their own lives and choose their own paths. Before, I didn't like to think about life after college. The responsibilities of being a fully fledged adult were just too overwhelming. And it is terrifying to be fully in control of our own lives without the safety rails of academia. But it's also liberating. We get to create our own intentional, conscious choices that can take us wherever we want. We get to choose what kind of a life we want for ourselves, and then we can actually make it happen. I think that's pretty amazing. I can't wait to see the life I build for myself and the life my classmates build for themselves as well. And no matter what, we're graduating with a bachelor's degree in Global Liberal Studies from NYU. GLS has given us an incredible network of professors and peers that we can continue to count on as a source of support, both academically and personally. GLS has also given us the opportunity to create our own social network spanning the globe, allowing us to connect to wherever we might want to find ourselves in the future. GLS has also enabled us to cultivate our skills that will allow us to adapt and thrive in whatever situation we may find ourselves, even in a pandemic. Here, we have developed our ability to adapt to unknown circumstances and to new places, to learn and connect to other cultures, to write, speak, and convey our ideas eloquently, and to engage in interdisciplinary, multifaceted work. These are all skills that will empower us to flourish in today's society. We are also graduating from a place of privilege with a liberal arts degree from a prestigious university. This is something that we cannot take for granted and that we must use to give back to our communities and to make the world a better place in whatever way we can. With a degree from New York University, you are likely to find yourself in a position to make an impact on some level. And I believe that it is not only a possibility, but our duty to do so. With so much going on in today's society, no matter what you end up doing, it is likely that you can find a way to do things more ethically, more sustainably, and that help fight against the injustices in our society. As I wrap up my speech, I just wanted to say thank you to all of the amazing professors who have supported me in developing my professional goals and interests, to my wonderful advisor who has helped me make the most of my 4 years here, to my incredible friends who have laughed and cried with me along the way, and to my family for always giving me the love and encouragement I need to achieve whatever I set my mind to. I am deeply grateful for all of you. And so, class of 2021, as cliche as it sounds, the time has come for us to open the next chapter of our lives. I truly hope it is one filled with happiness, growth, success, and adventures for all of us. Congratulations, class of 2021. We did it!
To my fellow GLSers, I just want to extend a huge congratulations. I cannot believe that the final day of this journey has come, and truly what a journey it's been. I think it is an understatement to say that we should take pride in what this accomplishment means. From navigating a move to one of the greatest cities in the world, to learning a new language, to taking a massive step outside of our comfort zones during our junior years and writing a thesis during this one, we have taken on every challenge thrown at us in the last 4 years, all incredible in their own right. While we're spread across the world for this moment, I think it is a testament to the GLS spirit that we can celebrate these accomplishments from across all corners of the globe. I'd also love to give a shout out to my fellow LEHR graduates and faculty for all of their love and support over the years. All of whom are such uniquely thoughtful, curious, and empathetic individuals. It has been a joy to grow alongside all of y'all. The celebration may be the closing of our college chapters, but it also marks a step into the bigger world, one which will always allow for the continuation and growth of our GLS friendships. I am beyond excited to see what each of us takes on next, and I send so much love to everyone for their next adventure.
Hello, dear friends, family, respected faculty, and esteemed guests of GLS. I'm so honored to be one of Global Liberal Studies valedictorians this year. If you told me 4 years ago that I'd be here, speaking before my graduating class, before faculty members whose work would render me awestruck, and students from all across the world who'd become my closest friends, my first response would have been one question: what's Zoom? But on a serious note, there are two things I never expected when I first got accepted into NYU and GLS. One, clearly, is the pandemic and its massive and devastating impact. I did not expect for the phrase unprecedented times to become a constant refrain, for the window of my computer screen to become my window to knowledge and the world. But the second thing I never anticipated is the resilience, joy, and even hope that I've gained through these 4 years in GLS, even in the midst of crisis. I'd like to talk a little bit about these three things: resilience, joy, and hope, because they are what I'm armed with today as I make the leap to life beyond NYU. Let's start with resilience. It's something the last year in particular has taught me, and I've learned it from my professors, from their dedication to making the classroom as accepting and engaging as ever, despite technical difficulties and temperamental internet connections. Thank you for showing me new ways to look at everything, from political revolutions to New York City dumpsters, for your encouragement as I connected the novel topics of your courses to my own country and culture. Thanks for your patience and kindness, and for putting up with the blaring traffic from my busy Indian street every time I unmuted myself to talk. Attending classes from my home city of Bangalore with sleepy eyes and a 10-hour time difference was also a test in resilience, but your support and compassion inspired me to persevere. Learning to constantly connect communities across the world in different contexts, whether it's the Punjabi and Vietnamese diasporas in my thesis, or Confucius and Plato in Social Foundations, taught me that our experiences echo across space and time. The GLS curriculum, as well as the friends I've made from across the globe, have showed that though we may be socially distanced from each other right now, this doesn't mean we have to be intellectually or emotionally distant. And our values, dreams, and philosophies are often shared. We have always been in conversation with one another. I found the second thing I leave here with today, joy, somewhere amidst sleepless nights spent second-guessing my thesis, frustrating days trying to study in a pandemic, and periodic existential crises. Perhaps joy isn't quite the word. In German, a language I never thought I'd be able to learn, but I'm now minoring in thanks to my GLS junior year away, the word is Glück, a deeper contentment that I find is rooted in many joyful memories. I've stored up this Glück in little and large moments over the last 4 years. It stems from a lot of things that are uniquely GLS. Finding that sacred Hindu texts you grew up with share fascinating themes with classic Greek literature. Successfully answering a question in a foreign language during your third-year internship placement. Being asked for directions on the street and wondering if this means you're finally a real New Yorker now. On the days I feel most stressed and hopeless, I'm sometimes struck by the image of laughing with my friends at something that happened in class, drinking steaming chai with my mother while discussing my latest readings in German, or the Hallmark movie moment of waking up to New York City blanketed in snow at sunrise. The experiences GLS has given me, through its unique academic curriculum and immersive experiential learning requirements, have taught me to discover joy in large ideas as well as the everyday. Graduating from GLS, I realized that the ability to find joy in academic discovery, in nature, in friendship and companionship will stay with me regardless of the circumstances. The third thing that GLS gave me was perhaps the hardest thing to gain. 2020 did not feel like the year of hope. But I learned that practicing resilience and finding joy can give you the courage to be an optimist. Seeing my professors and peers endure through snowstorms and time zones, invoking the joy of unexpected heartfelt conversation, whether in a Zoom breakout room or the Liberal Studies office in New York, kept my hopeful outlook going and gave me the determination to work on achieving my goals and dreams. The care and support I received from my amazing friends at NYU Berlin as I navigated these last 2 years across 3 different continents has shown me that local and global can come together in truly remarkable ways to foster human connection. From an NYU Berlin public safety officer whose stories of being a dog trainer raised my spirits when I was down, to my amazing advisor who helped navigate administrative labyrinths and every career crisis. Thanks, John. The kindness and compassion I've experienced have taught me the true meaning of community and showed me the community I want to create out in the world. I am absolutely eternally grateful to my family, who had the faith to send their daughter 7,000 miles away from home with the hope that she would find her passion and gain a deeper, broader understanding of the world. The power of that hope is that today, in all its strange circumstances, the world is quite literally at my fingertips, at our fingertips in this moment. It's in all our diverse backgrounds and perspectives as the Global Liberal Studies class of 2021. And I know that we are stepping into a time and place that feel ever-changing and unknowable, but I'd like to see what we've lived through the words of the German poet Rilke. Where something becomes extremely difficult and unbearable, there we also stand already quite near its transformation. We are united in experiencing the world in transformation, and we are stepping into it together. As long as we face it with our GLS cultivated ability to understand that there is rarely one single answer, with the knowledge that there's always another side to every single story, We can navigate uncertainty with empathy and kindness. We can achieve our dreams with resilience, joy, and hope. Thank you and congratulations.
Well, we made it! We're finally graduating after 4 long years of hard work. Despite not being able to celebrate in person, I am so honored to be able to congratulate my peers today virtually. We should all be so proud of ourselves and very thankful to everyone who's helped us along the way. I would especially like to thank the amazing faculty of GLS's PRD concentration, and a special thank you goes to my advisor, Stephanie, for being a great support system throughout my 4 years. To my peers, it's finally time to celebrate and continue achieving all of our goals. Don't forget that we are fully capable of doing anything we set our minds to. Congratulations to the class of 2021.
Congratulations, GLS graduates. Congratulations, LEHR students and our senior editors for the Interdependent. Go Global!
Congratulations, GLS class of 2021, especially to the Critical Creative Production class of 2021. I know I speak for all CCP faculty when I say what a pleasure it has been to work with each of you. We are so proud of you and so excited about the innovative modes of expression that you are bringing into the world. We wish you the very best and hope that you will keep in touch.
Congratulations to all the GLS seniors. It's been a difficult time, but you've risen to the challenge and you've made it. Well done.
Congratulations to all the seniors graduating this year in Global Liberal Studies. That you completed this work under these conditions is just awesome. Congratulations.
Congratulations, GLS class of 2021. You've achieved this milestone despite the pandemic, and that's made your achievement all the more significant. Well done. And congratulations.
Hello, congratulations. I'm so proud of all the hard work that you put in your studies this semester. It was such a privilege and honor to go through this process with you, and I'm so proud of the work that you produced at the end. Congratulations.
Congratulations, GLS class of 2021. You did it. You worked through a pandemic, you finished your theses and got your degrees. You're the toughest, and we're proud of you.
Congratulations, GLS class of 2021. It's been an honor and a pleasure to work with you this year.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am so thrilled to be speaking with you all today. It's crazy because the last time I did something like this was at my 5th grade graduation, where I made the mistake of saying I would never forgive my school rather than I would never forget them. Needless to say, my principal was a bit concerned afterwards. But here I am, years later, taking another crack at it. Hopefully I've learned something since then. Today I sit here with confidence from the strength, support, and love of my parents, very large family, friends, host families, counselors, and amazing professors, my community, our community. Because one thing that I've learned is that people that love you, like truly care and want the best for you, don't love you in spite of your imperfections, but through them. They'll hold you accountable and tell you when you mess up, not requiring perfection, but hoping for vulnerability and love. Upon entering NYU, I quickly realized that there's no guide on how to go about this whole life thing. And if this past year has taught us anything, is that we're pretty much winging it and all just trying to figure it out, trying the best that we can. The mistakes, defeats, and lessons are inevitable. Therefore, what really counts is more so how we choose to respond and show up afterwards. And I've realized it's very easy to get stuck in the heavy feelings of shame and guilt. In a way, it's a coping mechanism to protect ourselves from the hurt of just being human and not being perfect. Researcher Brené Brown sums it up perfectly when she says, if we want to be able to move through difficult disappointments and the heartbreaks that are inevitable in a fully lived life, we can't equate defeat with being unworthy of love, belonging, and joy. And I'm sure I speak for my entire class when I say we have seen and felt so many personal and collective defeats these last 4 years. Yet with the help of our friends and families, we have risen above it. And if we decide we want to be brave with our lives, we will know defeat again. Living wholeheartedly is risky, but I hope that we will allow ourselves to be seen, allow our loved ones and communities to support us, because we all are worthy of love and belonging. Our defeats aren't a reflection of our strength and capabilities, let alone dictating whether or not we deserve love. They just show us that we're human, and if anything, I think these defeats can bring us closer together if we wanted to, if we allow ourselves to be vulnerable. So with that, I challenge us to all be more vulnerable and take chances with our future. And if anyone is capable of doing that, I believe it's this class right here. Most of us spent our junior year abroad across 6 different continents. Studying abroad is an experience that created unique moments of vulnerability as we treaded through new grounds, new social spaces, new families, new languages, new culture. It's not something everyone can do, and I'm sure everyone here can attest that it was not always glamorous, but we embraced discomfort. We put ourselves in situations where we didn't know the outcome. I'm sure no one could have predicted having to pack up in a matter of days and leave a country halfway through the semester. So yeah, there's a huge possibility it might not go your way when you put yourselves out there. But I think it's still worth the risk. We owe it to ourselves to try to live best, to live fully. As easy as it can be to think of how bad things could go, I dare us to think about how great things could be, to allow ourselves to hope and dream. Wherever we go in these next few months, I challenge us to continue putting ourselves out there, to try new things, new adventures, to be more present with ourselves and one another. We're still in the beginning of something so great, I feel it. We're in our 20s, and I won't lie to you, a part of me is terrified of these next few years, but I'm also so excited to see what each and every one of us will embark on. This pandemic has shown us that we don't know what will happen in the future. There's no guarantee, but we do have full control of our present. How we move through the feet, how we show up through the unknown. Some days that might look like just deciding to get up out of bed, and other days that might be starting a new company. I hope we allow ourselves to move through our 20s with grace. Similar to my 5th grade speech, I'm sure down the line I'll look back at this very speech and cringe at a lot of things, critique that I would change some things. But as my thesis advisor reminded me, the work we've done these last 4 years won't be our all-time best work. And that's okay. It's more than okay. It gives us room to grow and expand. So don't be afraid to be vulnerable and show up for yourself and others, to spend time with your feelings and others' feelings, to be in community. Be vulnerable. Take on the adventures of life. Show up. Let your voices be heard, because you are worth it. Thank you.